I just had the strangest thought pop in my head. I think it came as a result of me thinking about my future. Recently, I've been doing a lot of thinking about my future. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Where am I going? What am I doing right now? What will I do in the future? What can I do in the future to make my life better? Those type of questions. Future oriented stuff. And here's a goofy thought that just popped into my head as far as what to do. Become a traveling salesman. What do you think about it? A traveling salesman. That's not even a term that's commonly used these days. A traveling salesman. That's something from like decades ago, ages ago. No one is a traveling salesman anymore. Nobody even identifies themselves, or very few people identify themselves as a salesman, even though that's what they're doing. They like to call themselves a consultant or a coach or some other thing, whatever they call themselves, when in reality they're actually truly selling something. But then we're all selling something, aren't we? Even when I was working as a drywall hanger, getting paid by the piece, I would hang a sheet of drywall, get $1.50 a board. Later, it got to where I was getting $2 a board. Later, it got to where I was getting $3 a board. Then it got up to where I was getting $6 a board. Then it got cut down to where I was getting $3 a board. Then it got cut down where I wasn't even getting paid at all. So things changed. But my point being, even while I was being a drywall hanger, I was selling. I was selling something. What was I selling? I was selling a service. I was selling a completed project. I didn't think of myself as being a salesman, but I did sell. In all those years I traveled, I'd go someplace I'd never been before. I'd go to Yellow Pages, a payphone that had Yellow Pages, and I'd had a handful of quarters or a pocket full of quarters, and I'd just start dropping them in one at a time, making phone calls, calling drywall contracting companies. I was selling. I didn't know I was selling. I was just calling to find out if they had a house I could hang. So that's what I would actually say to them whenever they answered the phone, whether they said hello or said the name of their drywall contracting company, whatever they said, I would always just say, "Hi, my name is David. I'm calling to find out if you have a house I can hang, or to see if you have a house I can hang," something of that nature. But that was it. I wouldn't go into any great detail of anything. I'm just calling to find out if you have a house I can hang. And then I stopped talking and I let them talk. And usually, as a standard rule, before I got done with the list, it was I say list, but it was actually in the yellow pages. They were listed there in the yellow pages as drywall contracting company. So, but anyway, I was selling, I was calling, I was cold calling, I was marketing, I was promoting, I was cold calling, selling a service, and not even knowing that I was being a salesman. I was just looking for work because I enjoyed the type of work that I was doing, and I got paid as a byproduct of it. And I did that while I was traveling. So I guess in a way, maybe I've already been a traveling salesman. Isn't that goofy? Weird thoughts. But anyway, going forward into the future, possibly starting soon, possibly starting within the next year anyway. Back in my van, traveling, but heading north while it's hot like this. I just took a trip south down to Clearwater. I discovered something. All those years I slept in my van overnight, all hot and sweaty and everything, just accepted it as part of life. I guess I had a high tolerance for heat and high tolerance for sleeping in my own sweat. But for the past close to 2 years, I've been staying in one place where I have access to electric. And I didn't realize how spoiled I got. Having electric means when it's cold out, I have a heater on, so I stay warm. When it's hot out, I have my air conditioner on, so I stay cool. I got spoiled. And then I went and left, just intended to take a week or two, just short-term venture traveling around here in Florida. I got out, and it's like, man, right away, I was like, golly, this is shit. It's hot. It's hot. Ain't no air conditioning at night, and got no air conditioning during the day when I'm driving my van either, because that's out. So it's like, man, this is a struggle. But yet it's nothing that I didn't experience before and never thought of it before, except it's just part of life. But going forward, I've got something soon. I'm going to announce exactly what it is, and my intention is to operate as a promoter, labeled. That'll be my label, I think, promoter. But in actuality, and truth of the matter is, I'll be selling something. And if things go the way I have things envisioned, this new venture that I'm about to start, it will end up buying a brand new van for me at some point. Maybe a truck instead. Maybe I'll get a box truck. I don't know, either a box truck or another van. But I do foresee some traveling, and I foresee some financial prosperity as well. So anyway, I've just been on here rambling. Didn't intend to do it. Didn't intend to say all of what I said, but I said it. Been 5 minutes, so if you're still here listening, thank you. I appreciate you listening. Other than that, well, I felt a need to share some thoughts. Had no particular individual here readily available, so I'm just sharing my thoughts with the world. Thank you for listening. Whoever's here listening, thank you for listening. I appreciate you.